to live coverage of the Ohsweken Outlaws Racing League, bringing you live coverage of tonight's Renegade Division event, part of the Race to Rivals series. We've got a mini series going on here, 5 races, and then a championship night race that will lead us up to season 2 of the Rivals Racing League. So this mini series, 5 races plus a championship night, called the Race to Rivals mini series, and it's all sponsored by Stricklands Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, and Cadillac. And we are excited to bring you live coverage here on 3-9 Streaming and Turn 5 Media of the Ohsweken Outlaws Racing League. Tonight we come to you live from the Lanier National Speedway, track just under 4/10 of a mile long. And boy, this is a racy place. This racetrack, folks already out on the racetrack for hot laps right now. Last week's winner that you saw win on championship night, Braden Finsel aboard the F1, right now fastest in hot laps with a time of 12.299 seconds. Racers have just under 5 minutes of practice left, followed by the time trial session, which will help us line up for tonight's heat races. And it looks like we're going to have anywhere from 4 to 5 heat races tonight, followed by your typical DCB main, a 5-minute warm-up session, and then tonight's 40-lap A main for the Ohsweken Outlaws Racing League Renegade Division. My name is Steve Ovens, part of 3-9 Streaming and Turn 5 Media, bringing you live coverage tonight. And before we get too far into the racing program, I want to bring in a big part of this league and sponsoring our Race to Rivals mini-series, and they'll be a big part of Season 2 as well. I want to welcome Rick Scott from the Strickland Brantford Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, and Cadillac. Rick, thank you, and welcome to the program.
Oh, thanks for having me on, guys. Yeah, it's real exciting for us. We're a huge sponsor of the 602 crate class at Ohsweken Speedway, and I've been doing this a long time on iRacing, so I thought, hey, let's throw some at it. It's good for the local guys, but it's good for long distance guys. Love it, and it's a bunch of fun.
Now, you brought up a few things for us to chew on here. Let's start right at the top and kind of talk about, your involvement. I know you're a big part of the 602 crate class up at the Ohsweken Speedway. Tell us how you got involved in racing.
Well, the track owner, Glenn Stires, and I have known each other a long time. Obviously, we do a lot of business together. I'm a big race fan. I used to race pavement, never actually raced dirt. But we got to chatting there about 6 years ago and put a class together, call it 602 Strickland's Crates. And it's exploded. We started with probably 18 cars in this season, which just ended last Saturday night, actually. We're up to 50 regular entries. So it's a huge class. And of course, the dealership is real close to the track, so it works real well.
Now, what I love about this is you've been able to take a partnership with the racetrack and now have kind of added in the Ohsweken Outlaws Racing iRacing League into the fold. What was it that attracted you about what Roger and the guys here with the Ohsweken Outlaws Racing League have going on? What drove you to want to be a part of their series here?
Well, I was iRacing before in pavement all the time, and then the dirt stuff came out a couple of years ago there, and just started doing that. And then a couple of guys at the track got into it. Roger and I got to meet each other from Dylan Westbrook, one of the 360 guys at the track, Adam Ross, Clinton Jeffries, all the Rivals guys. We all work together at the track and do stuff. So it just kind of came together, and it's just been fabulous. So I kind of like it.
Tell us a little bit about the dealership and what you guys offer and how folks that are watching the broadcast tonight, where can they come see you guys and what do you have to show off to them?
We're a full-line GM dealer, including Cadillac. We sell a lot of Corvettes. We're a bit of a performance store, obviously, with our affiliation to the racetrack. Centrally located in Brantford, Linden Road. www.stricklandsgm.com is where we're at. My name's Rick, last name's Scott. If anybody needs anything or any advice on their product, by all means, reach out to me at the dealership. Happy to help them.
Well, we really appreciate your support here. Is there anything else that you'd like to add here? We're excited to have you guys on board here for the mini series in season 2.
Other than the fact that I haven't been on the track since the last Rivals race in the spring, so I'm going to race tonight. Obviously, I'll be skating in the back, so I'll stay clear. Everybody just have a good time and get back into it here. We took the whole summer off with the racetrack, so this should be fun.
Rick, thank you so much for your support, man, and you know, for everybody that's watching on the broadcast tonight. We couldn't do it without great people like yourself, and on behalf of the entire league, we appreciate your support, man.
Yeah, thanks a lot, guys. I appreciate it. Take care and talk to you again.
All right, that's Rick Scott from Strickland Brantford GM. Again, you can find them online, Stricklands GM, and check them out, man. They have done such a great job here, being a big part of the Race to Rivals mini-series here as we bring you coverage here on 3-9 Streaming and Turn 5 Media. Right now, drivers' meeting is taking place in the room as they get ready for time trials here in just a few minutes. So if you're joining us here early on in the coverage, we've got time trials coming up next for you. And then we will get right into our racing program. Time trials followed by the heat races, followed by the D main, C main, B main, 5-minute warm-up tonight. And then our 40-lap feature here at the Lanier National Speedway. 3-9 Streaming, Turn 5 Media, bringing you live coverage here from the Lanier National Speedway. Track just under 0.4 of a mile in length, and this track is going to be really interesting to watch because the track, if you're not familiar with the iRacing service, there's such an awesome opportunity to set tracks at different states, and so track prep has been done here before time trials tonight. So these drivers are going to have to really adjust to this racetrack all night long. It's going to start out, they're going to farm to the track and start out with a fresh racetrack right here in time trials. So it's going to be interesting to see how these guys deal with that as the night goes on. Of course, for later on tonight, with the 40-lap feature, you got to keep in mind that these guys are going to be putting on nearly a full fuel load for that 40-lap feature tonight. Maybe not an entire full fuel load, but certainly more than you would have here in time trials or in the heat race, maybe even quite a bit less in those D, C, and B mains. So these drivers out here, they are hammered down. They've got probably little to no fuel in these cars just to run in the time trial session. Let's go ahead and take a look at the leaderboard and see where everybody stands. So taking a look at the leaderboard right now, and Brett Michalski up on top of the leaderboard in car number 73 tonight. He is clocked in with a time of 11.864 seconds. Michalski aboard the 73 right now, second fastest in this time trial session. Braden Finsel aboard that F1, the Bald Buckeye out of Astoria, Ohio, with an 11.892 second lap. That's 11.892 for Braden Finsel. Randy Rockwell, the Rock, currently third fastest on the timesheet with an 11.974 second lap. And he is the one of only 3 drivers that are in the 11-second bracket tonight in time trials. Stephen Waugh just barely missed it with a 12.003 second lap. And that is what we've got here for time trials so far. So time trials rolling on here at the Lanier National Speedway. Ohsweken Outlaws Racing League. And live coverage being brought to you tonight, courtesy of Stricklands Chevrolet, Cadillac, GMC, and Cadillac. So let's go ahead and give you the tracks that we're going to be running here in the Renegades division for the Race to Rivals mini series. So let's go ahead and give you the starting lineup here. Starting on the pole tonight aboard car number 51, that is going to be Jonathan Short. Jonathan Short aboard car number 51. Short hails out of Fort Wayne, Indiana. Driver they know as Shorty. Starting alongside him aboard car number 46, that's Smokin' Joe Backus. We've started calling him 50 Feet Joe Backus here in the Ohsweken Outlaws Racing League. He picked up a win on one of our test runs here with 3-9 Streaming and Turn 5 Media. Won by 50 feet at the line out at Knoxville. Kevin Fry will go away from position number 3 aboard the 991. Starting alongside our fast timer here in time trials, Brett Michalski aboard the 73. Chad Cote and Maxime Langevin will be row number 3. Row number 4 will be Ron Meister, Ross Carinta, and out back it'll be the Doc, Steve Murdoch, aboard car number 53. Field works their way off turn 4. We are racing here with heat race number 1 for the Race to Rivals mini series here at Lanier. Smokin' Joe Backus. Oh, we got contact here off of turn number 4. Short is in the fence and he'll keep on trucking. No harm, no foul there, but he will lose several spots there. Joe Backus out front. Backus in the Mustang seats, number 46. Picked up a small sponsorship here for the mini series. Brought to you by Stricklands Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, and Cadillac. Currently second right now on the leaderboard is Michalski. Michalski was your fast timer as we reach the halfway mark. 4 laps in and 4 to go here for Joe Backus. So Backus aboard the Mustang Seeds Dakota Ethanol. Number 46, driver out of Crook, South Dakota. Putting on a good show here as he runs right through the middle of the racetrack. And really making it work here as this track has got some moisture in it here to start the night. Michalski right there behind him, about 0.8 of a second behind Backus as they take the 2 to go signal. Now they'll come to 2 to go here this time. 2 to go for Joe Backus. White flag out this time for Backus off turn 4. Starting to come up on some lap traffic as he'll come up on Murdoch. Backus across the line that time, and checkered flag is out. So checkered flag out, Joe Backus picking up the win. Second across the line in that one was car number 73, Brett Michalski. Third was Chad Cote, good run for him. 5th to 3rd, Maxime Langevin, your top 4 qualifiers. Heat race number 2, gridded up and ready to go. Let's tell you about how they're going to line up, starting on the pole. Out of Cambridge, Ontario, aboard car number 35, that is Connor Ross. Connor Ross aboard car number 35. Starting alongside him in car number 91 tonight, hailing out of Welland, Ontario, that is Derek Moore. Derek Moore, age 32, aboard car number 91. Row 2 to the inside. This guy was the show in the D and the C main and the B main for that matter. Joshua Johnson aboard car number 117. Joshua Johnson will start in third. He's out of Waynesville, Georgia, age 19. Starting alongside Braden Finsel, our championship night winner from last week. Aboard the F1, of course, Braden Finsel, our championship winner from season number 1. Picked up a big win out of Astoria, Ohio. Row number 3 will be Skylar Castor, the 938, and Patrick Maltese, the 908. And row 4 will be Dan McLaren and Michael Morley in car number 66. So, field gridded up and ready to go here. Leader is able to fire after the pace truck hits all 4 tires off the racetrack. Green flag is out. Heat race number 2 is underway. Ross will take the early advantage. They're 3 wide behind him for the runner-up spot. As they work off turn 4 and down the front straightaway to turn number 1. Good battle for position there. Oh, we got contact in turn 2. Johnson goes around. The 911 of McLaren goes around. Everybody keeps it straight. We'll stay green. Back up front. Got a battle for the lead here. Connor Ross shows the way. Braden Finsel right there behind him. And a great battle for position number 1 here in heat race number 2. 3 laps are on the board, 5 to go. Now make it 4 in and 4 to go. And Finsel is right on the tail tank of Ross down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Ross right through the middle of the racetrack, and the vibrant Ford Performance number 35 brings it through turns 3 and 4. Puts lap number 5 on there. 5's already on the board. Coming to lap 6 now, 2 to go for Ross. So Ross doing a great job here out of Cambridge, Ontario, showing the way. But Finsel right along the bottom hub rail as they take the white flag this time. Finsel down to the bottom. Battle for the lead off turn number 2. Ross will hold him off. Can he hold him off for 2 more turns? Finsel down to the bottom, but Ross will pick up the checkered flag. So Connor Ross, winner of heat race number 2. Braden Finsel will finish 2nd, Skylar Castor 3rd, Joshua Johnson 4th, and then rounding out the field was Derek Moore, Michael Morley, Patrick Maltese, and Dan McLaren. So there you have it for heat race number 2. And fans, I'm telling you, just as fast as that race is happening, we're here on 3-9 Streaming and Turn 5 Media trying to announce it for you. Things happen fast here at the Lanier National Speedway. And we have got some fast cars here in heat race number 3. Let's tell you all about it. Starting P1. Starting P1 here in heat race number 3 is going to be Jeffrey Barker. Jeffrey Barker aboard car number 513 out of Brewerton, New York, starting alongside the 661. That's the Yoo-Hoo chocolate drink. 3-9 Streaming Turn 5 Media ride of Terry Landis. All Yoo-Hoo out of Seabrook, South Carolina. Chris Steele and Randy Rockwell will make up row number 2. Row 3 will be the Bass Man, Roger Craig, starting alongside Rick Scott. And your final row will be Ludovic Buisson and Barry Goldner. So looking for green here in heat race number 3. Green flag is out here off turn number 4, and we are racing. And what a jump here on the green flag by Jeffrey Barker as he takes over the top spot. Landis down to the inside of Steele as he's got Rockwell right behind him. Rockwell down to the inside. Tried to pull the slider into turn number 1, and Landis will have none of it. Rockwell back down to the bottom. Slider in turn 4, they make contact. What a battle there for position number 3. Landis will fall back to 5. But now Landis right there with the 914 as they touch wheels. That's Buisson in the 914. What a battle back there for position as it's Landis, Buisson, and Roger Craig. The Bassman will take it to the top side there as they now single file out. As we'll take a look at the battle for the lead here. Jeffrey Barker leads at the halfway mark, but Steele is closing in. Steele closing in on Jeffrey Barker here. Barker out of Brewerton, New York. Driver out of the Central New York contingent. Steele aboard car number 80 out of St. Catharines, Ontario. 2 laps to go here for Jeffrey Barker. Barker shoots it down the back straightaway into turns 3 and 4. White flag is in the air. Barker continues to show the way as he is working right through the middle lane. The middle lane has been king here so far. As Steele will take it down to the inside. He had to try it just once to see if it would work. It will not. Jeffrey Barker will pick up the win in heat race number 3. Second across the line was Chris Steele. Randy Rockwell and Terry Landis will be your transfer cars. In third and fourth, then it's Buisson, Roger Craig, Barry Goldner, and Rick Scott rounding out the field. Fourth and final heat race of the night. Again, in our Race to Rivals mini-series, brought to you by Stricklands Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, and Cadillac. Starting on the pole here in this one. Aboard car number 800 tonight, that's Jeff Floro. Jeff Floro aboard the 800, starting alongside him. Aboard the 14 machine out of Hamilton, Ontario, that is Greg Boydell. Greg Boydell aboard the 14, row 2 to the inside. Aboard car number 45, that is Matthew Ramsey. Matthew Ramsey, the 45, starting alongside him. Driver they call Lightning out of Victoriaville, Quebec, Canada. Driving the Team Wild Wah machine, Stephen Wah aboard the 41. Row 3 to the inside, aboard car number 10, that's the Ryan Blaney Family Foundation, number 10. Mohawk Northeast Ride, Raceflix.com sponsored machine out of Stanley, New York, that is Bruce Hilton in the 10 to his outside aboard car number 17. That's Nathan Meadows out of Winchester, Virginia. And rounding out the field here in this one will be the 00 of Quentin Murdoch. Quentin Murdoch aboard the 00. So the field getting the call here from the race director, Blake Nutley Butler. We're going to talk to him here in a little bit here on our broadcast. Again, Turn 5 Media, 3-9 Streaming, bringing you live coverage here at the Ohsweken Outlaws Racing League as we race number 1 of 5 here in the Race to Rivals series. 5-race mini-series that'll lead up to the Rivals season number 2. Green flag is out here with heat race number 4, and Jeffrey Floro showing the way. Good battle back there for third, and we got contact. And somehow Bruce Hilton greased up the sides, went right through the middle, and Hilton will take over position number 3. But they're battling right there behind him. As Hilton up to 3, Boydell right there behind him in 4, and Boydell is putting the pressure on him. Here comes Greg Boydell to the top side in that Ohsweken Speedway. Number 14 to the outside of Hilton, and he'll take the spot as they work off of turn 2. Boydell's up to 3. Hilton has got some pressure as he's got Nathan Meadows behind him. Meadows out of Winchester, Virginia, puts it up on the cushion, and here he comes, battling with Bruce Hilton for that final transfer spot. 5 laps in and 3 to go. Still the battle for the transfer spot. Hilton has it, but here comes Meadows. They are side by side off turn 4. Here with 2 to go. Meadows has it at the line. Hilton back down to the bottom. Hilton with a slider off turn 2, and they make contact. Both cars into the fence on the back straightaway will go back to the lead as Floro continues to lead here on the final lap. Floro through turns 3 and 4 for the final time, and Floro will pick up the win. So Floro in the Ohsweken Speedway 800 picks up the win. Second across the line is Matthew Ramsey. Third will be Greg Boydell, and Stephen Waugh will pick up position number 4. And that's an important one, as that will send him straight to tonight's A main. So, with the C main coming up here, cars are being called to the starting grid. The C main horn has been sounded. 10 laps is the distance for tonight's C main. 4 cars out of the 9 that are scheduled to take the green flag will make it into tonight's 40-lap A main. Let's tell you about the starting lineup here for tonight's 10-lap C main. Going away from the pole tonight in car number 53, driver they call Doc out of Kitchener, Ontario. That's Steve Murdoch. Steve Murdoch will start from the pole to his outside. Aboard car number 908, that is Patrick Maltese. Patrick Maltese out of Gatineau, Quebec. Starting row 2 to the inside. Aboard car number 36, that is Barry Goldner. Barry Goldner aboard car number 36. Driver that hails out of St. Thomas, Ontario. Starting to his outside aboard the 00, that is Quentin Murdoch. Quentin Murdoch in the 00. Row 3 to the inside, aboard the 991. Here's a guy to keep your eye on. He's always a quick car anytime he runs here with the Ohsweken Outlaws Racing League. That's Kevin Fry aboard the 991. Kevin Fry out of Burleson, Texas. Driver they call Fry Daddy. Diz outside aboard the 911. That's Don McLean. Dan McLaren in car number 911. Rick Scott will round out the field in car number 60. And you just heard from Rick Scott here out of Brantford, Ontario. One of our great supporters here in the Ohsweken Outlaws Racing League, part of the Race to Rivals mini-series. Strickland Brantford GM pace truck pulls off of the racetrack. Green flag is out. The C main is on. 4 drivers will punch their ticket to tonight's 40-lap A main, and we've got 1 driver sideways and in the fence. Field works off of turn number 2 and down the back straightaway. As again, only 4 cars will make it to tonight's B main. Right now, Patrick Maltese, Quentin Murdoch, Barry Goldner, Rick Scott, your top 4 cars. Top 4 going to the B. Let's take a look at this battle for the lead. Maltese showing the way. But he has got company, because here comes Quentin Murdoch running up the outside lane in the 00. 36 of Goldner, 60 of Rick Scott. All 4 cars right there running in a group as they work off of turn number 4. 5 laps in and 5 to go. Right now your top 4 cars all comfortably in that transfer spot. 4 cars will go to the B. And right now, Maltese doing a great job out front in the 908. Battles on from second on back. Murdoch has got company. Goldner and Scott are there. Battle for the lead here off of turn number 2. Scott down to the inside, making a bid for position number 3. Slide job in turn 4, and he's got it. So 2 to go here as Rick Scott picks up position number 3, and he's not happy with that. He's going for more. as Goldner tries to fight down back on the bottom. Couldn't make it work. Scott now goes to the top shelf. Upstairs where Mama hides the cookies. Here comes Rick Scott to the outside. Scott working through 3 and 4. Checkered flag in the air. Maltese gets the win. Scott, a great run for second. Goldner in there for third. And the 0-0 of Quentin Murdoch, your fourth and final transfer spot to tonight's B main. And if you thought that was exciting, folks, that was the C main. We've still got the B main and our 40-lap A main yet to go. And want to send a big shout out to Stricklands Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, and Cadillac for being our sponsors here of the Race to Rivals series. And I'm telling you, folks, this is one of the premier iRacing leagues to be a part of. These guys do things top-notch, as you can see, bringing on 3-9 Streaming and Turn 5 Media here for the live coverage from their event here at the Lanier National Speedway. Don't forget, this is a 5-race series next Monday night at 9:30 right here on the Ohsweken Outlaws Racing League Facebook page and the 3-9 Streaming YouTube account. We'll bring you live coverage of the Race to Rivals series from Eldora. B-main cars on the racetrack: Jonathan Short, Derek Moore, Ludovic Buisson, Nathan Meadows, Ron Meister, Michael Morley, Roger Craig, Bruce Hilton, Patrick Maltese, Rick Scott, Barry Goldner, Quentin Murdoch. They are ready to go racing here in tonight's 12-lap B-main. 8 cars will go to tonight's A-main event. Let's find out who it's going to be. Green flag is out. And Shorty up to the cushion in turn 2, and he'll take the lead down the back straightaway. So Jonathan Short, driver out of Fort Wayne, Indiana, shows the way. Running in second right now is Buisson, and Buisson is there. What a battle for the lead. Buisson down to the bottom. Short running the top side. Short's able to keep his momentum up in that number 51, and he will keep the top spot. Derek Moore closing in on Buisson for position number 2, as he's got the 17 of Nathan Meadows right behind him. Now, 8 cars will go to tonight's A main, but don't think that just being an 8th is going to be good enough here, folks. These drivers are racing for their starting positions. Yes, 8 cars go to the A main, but the better you do in the B main, the better you start in the A main. Let's take a trip back through the field as we watch position number 8, and that is Rick Scott. Rick Scott got his way into the B main through the C, and he is working that outside cushion right now as he takes over position number 7 in a great battle with Patrick Maltese as they work through the corner. Oh, Craig, oh, we got 2 cars contact here on the front straightaway. Oh, a tough break there. Scott's going to pick off a couple more spots here to move up to 5th. 2 laps to go as we'll work our way back up front. Jonathan Short leading. Two laps to go this time, and it's all Jonathan Short right now. He's got about a 3-car length lead, but Derek Moore is closing. Moore in the number 91, that white and black machine, closing in on your leader. Nathan Meadows right there with him. White flag is out. Final trip around here for Jonathan Short. Short down the back straightaway. Derek Moore in tow as they work through 3 and 4. Checkered flag in the air. And Jonathan Short will pick up the win in tonight's B main. Derek Moore will finish second. Third will be Nathan Meadows. Fourth is Ludovic Buisson. Bruce Hilton will transfer. He finishes 5th. Rick Scott continues his great run tonight. He goes from the C to the B to the A. So Scott in the 60 will make it in the big show. Michael Morley has punched his ticket aboard car number 66. And your final transfer spot tonight into tonight's 40-lap A main, Quentin Murdoch aboard the 00. So there you have it. All cars that are qualified in tonight's A main, all the qualifications have taken place. 3-9 streaming, Turn 5 Media, bringing you live coverage here at the Ohsweken Outlaws Racing League. My name is Steve Ovens. I'll be calling all the action for you tonight. Brad Ovens doing all the great work for us in the command center at 3-9 streaming in Penn Yan, New York. A couple of Finger Lakes, Central New York guys bringing you the coverage tonight. And we've got a 5-minute warm-up session. We've got about 4 minutes left in that. So we've got a couple of guys that we wanted to talk to tonight and kind of get a little bit of their background. And one of them is, of course, our race director for the night. He's a race director for the series. He does an incredible job at that. And that is Blake Nutley Butler joining us here in the 3-9 streaming Turn 5 Media Studios. Blake, thanks for being a part. I know you've got a lot going on here on a race night. We appreciate your time.
Yeah, thanks for bringing me on the show here.
Tell us a little bit about your background, because you're one of the drivers here in the Ohsweken Outlaws Racing League that not only is a participant here in the iRacing League, you get behind the wheel yourself.
Yeah, so I've been around racing all my life since I was a little kid, and I watched my dad racing a 440cc micro sprint here in London, Ontario. Then we bought a 360 sprint car in 2009. Went and ran that at Ohsweken a couple years, and this off season, well, technically last off season now, I got the chance to drive a crate. This is supposed to be my rookie season, but we never made it out because our bus had a transmission issue, and never made it out. So this winter we're going to be buying a truck. We're going to fix up the trailer and get ready to go racing here in May.
Now tell me a little bit about your role here on race night, because you wear a lot of hats here with the league, but obviously that big hat that you wear is race director. That can't be a real easy job.
No, it's not, but these guys make it pretty easy. They stay out of trouble. They don't make me have to yell at them or anything. But it's a pretty good group of guys, and I think this is going to go a pretty long way here in a couple years, a couple months in fact.
What's the most challenging part of your job here on race night?
Probably figuring out what 2 to go is, because I have this nasty habit of saying 2 to go when it's at least 40.
Well, man, I appreciate the time, giving us a little bit of background about yourself. We are in our warm-up session. We've got about a minute and a half left of that. We wanted to get a word with Chad Cote, and maybe you can help us kind of hook that up here before we get tonight's A-main rolling.
Yes, sir. I'll go grab him.
So Blake, our race director here with the Ohsweken Outlaws Racing League, appreciate a word with him. We've got Chad Cote, who's getting ready to run tonight's A-main. 40 laps is the distance. Chad's joined us here in the broadcast booth. Chad, how's your night been going so far tonight, man?
It's been going pretty good. It should be slick here tonight, but we're going to see what me and the boys whipped up for the show tonight.
Tell us a little bit about your background here in the sport, not just here on the iRacing service.
Just a fan the last couple of years, really gotten into it. Big fan of the sprint cars. They're my go-to, even though I have some friends who say otherwise. But no, just really big fan, that's all.
And what is your favorite part about being part of the Ohsweken Outlaws Racing League here? Because in the short time I've gotten to know everybody, it's such a close-knit group here.
Yeah, it really is. Roger created something really good here, and it's taken off really well. I actually look forward to Monday nights. My wife calls it the nerd group, but you know, it's my time.
Now, come to us out of Welland, Ontario, Canada, and they say that your nickname is the Pink Flyer. Where did that come from?
That courtesy of our race director. We were just shooting the breeze the one day, and he said, I'm going to call you the Pink Flyer because he made my rep. So it just stuck, and I like it.
All right, man. We'll see what the Pink Flyers got for him tonight in the A main. Good luck to you.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.
All right, that's Chad Cote. Great to get a word from him, one of our drivers here in the Ohsweken Outlaws Racing League. They call him the Pink Flyer. He's out of Welland, Ontario, Canada, in the Club 54 Tobacco 96 Designs ride. Keep your eye on car number 11 tonight. All right, folks, the horn has sounded. It's time for tonight's 40-lap A main. Let's tell you about how they're going to line up. Starting on the pole tonight. Oh my goodness, this guy's got so many nicknames. Sometimes we don't even know which one to use. Smokin' Joe Backus, all 50 feet Backus. We'll start P1 tonight aboard the 46 machine. He hails out of Crook, South Dakota in the Dakota Ethanol. Mustang Seeds 46 to his outside. Aboard car number 35 out of Cambridge, Ontario, that is Connor Ross. Row 2 to the inside. Guy out of Central New York, out of Brewerton in the 513, that is Jeffrey Barker. Starting alongside him, the Ohsweken Speedway 800 of Jeff Lauro. Brett Michalski, fast timer in time trials tonight. He will start from position number position number 5, starting along Braden Finsel out of Fostoria, Ohio. Chris Steele, Matthew Ramsey will make up row 4, followed by Chad Cote, Skylar Castor, row 5. Row 6 is Randy Rockwell and Greg Boydell. Maxime Langevin, Joshua Johnson, row number 7. Row 8, Terry Landis, Stephen Waugh, followed by Jonathan Short, Derek Moore, Nathan Meadows, Ludovic Buisson, Bruce Hilton, Rick Scott, Michael Morley, Quentin Murdoch. 24 cars ready to go green flag racing. And the Race to Rivals mini-series takes the green flag. We're racing with race number 1 of the Race to Rivals series, brought to you by Stricklands GM out of Brantford. And they are off. Lap number 1 is on the board, and Joe Backus is showing the way out front. Right now, Backus with the lead. Running in position number 2 is Barker. Barker right on the tail tank, and Michalski coming with him as we've got a yellow flag. Yellow flag is out. Looks like Bruce Hilton got caught up there in turn number 2. So Hilton gets it spun back around, and he will try and rejoin the field here as we work caution here on lap number 3. Strickland, Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, and Cadillac pace truck picks up the field here on the front straightaway. We'll go over a couple of procedural rules here for you if you're new to the Ohsweken Outlaws Racing League. Under the yellow flag, you're going to see all the cars go to the top side of the racetrack, and this is something that really impressed me the first couple times I raced with these guys. They really have the whole format and the way the night runs down to a T. These guys all go to the outside lane. That way, any drivers that need a wave around or need a black flag cleared or anything of that sort can work down on that inside lane, and it makes things go so smoothly. And this is one of the few leagues that I've participated with where the procedural rules, they've just got knocked down to a science here. We're getting ready to go back green flag racing. Joe Backus, Jeffrey Barker, Brett Michalski, Ramsey, and Chris Steele. Your top 5 back to green. Smokin' Joe hits the trigger, and we're back underway. Michalski quickly underneath Jeffrey Barker for the second spot. Michalski lost the front end there in the middle of the corner, couldn't make it work. As now Michalski gets a piece of that inside concrete barrier, could not find a way by. And he's going to fall into the clutches here of Matthew Ramsey. Meanwhile, behind them, Chris Steele working the outside lane, and behind Steele, now we've got a battle for the lead up front. Let's take a peek at it. Barker looking for the lead, and he'll take it. Underneath Backus. Backus now with the crossover. Here off of turn number 4. Battle for position number 1. Backus down to the inside. Barker working the middle. Barker out of Brewerton, New York, takes the lead here as he took the lead back on lap number 9. Michalski, the 45 of Ramsey, right there with him. As Barker now with the top spot as they are battling back behind these guys. Finsel and it looks like, who do we got there? Finsel and Chris Steele absolutely throwing haymakers at one another. Steele with the slide job through the corner. Finsel right back to the tail tank. Oh, Steele got a piece of the guardrail as they come down the front straightaway. Finsel right down to the bottom lane. You can see Steele gets that good run on the outside, but now here's Finsel with the slider. Finsel pulls off the slide job in turn 4, and he'll take over the 5th spot. So Braden Finsel, the bald Buckeye out of Fostoria, Ohio, picking off cars here, but let's go back to the front as your leaders are working heavy lap traffic. Barker is cleared the lap machine, but here comes Backus and Michalski. Michalski trying to take advantage in traffic as they work around the 66 of Michael Morley. Meanwhile, just ahead of them, Barker working on Rick Scott in the 60. Scott, who's had himself a great night, transferring through the C main to the B main and then now to tonight's A main as Michalski pulls off a slider on Backus. Backus turns it right back underneath him. Battle for the 2nd spot into turn 3. Backus with a slider, and here's Michalski back down to the bottom. Slide job city here on lap number 17, and Michalski takes the spot. Little bit of contact there with Scott as Scott working the outside lane, giving these guys plenty of room to work with. Michalski ran out of room on the front straightaway, but now he's gathered it back in, put a car length on Backus that time. As Barker continues to, contact there with the lap machine. Got the 914 of Buisson was involved. Backus was involved. He's going to lose a spot to Ramsey. And now Michalski up to position number 2 and charging on your leader. This last time by, the gap was 0.6 of a second. And you can see it right here on the screen. Michalski is closing in. He sees the blood in the water. Barker working on Bruce Hilton here in the 10 machine. Hilton gonna fall a lap down to Barker here, but Barker can't find a way by. They'll now come up on the 00 of Murdoch. Murdoch takes it to the pit lane, and here comes Michalski. Barker gets to the inside of Hilton, but Michalski was able to close the gap. Battle for the lead here on lap number 22. Michalski through the middle, trying to get that momentum run, and here he goes. Oh, and the yellow comes out. Yellow here on lap 23. Connor Ross facing the wrong way on a one-way street. And a tough break there for Connor Ross, who was running in position number 13 at the time. Nosed into the fence, and that puts us under the yellow. And if you're Jeffrey Barker, boy, you've got to be wiping your brow after that one, because Brett Michalski was making a run right before that yellow flag. Two guys that didn't mind seeing that yellow flag, I'm sure, was Barker, the leader, and Braden Finsel. Finsel, who picked up the win on championship night for season number 1, driving the Finsel Motorsports Slammer Sports Bar Linder Speed Equipment number F1 out of Fostoria, Ohio. Now it closes in on the tail tank of the 2nd place running Michalski. And this is going to be an incredible race here when we drop the green flag. Green flag is back out off turn number 4. What a restart for Barker. Barker with a great restart, but Michalski closes right in as they work lap number 26. Barker, Michalski, and Finsel is charging. Look at Finsel, right rear tire on the cushion. So Finsel, oh, look at the lead. Here comes Michalski through the middle. New race leader at the line, it's Brett Michalski. Michalski takes this top spot, but for how long is the question? Here comes Finsel. Finsel to the outside in the F1. Michalski led last time at the line, but Finsel is there. Battle for the lead to turn number 1. Finsel on the cushion. Michalski through the middle. Finsel trying to set him up here. Lap traffic ahead. Finsel got the wall, and Michalski will get some breathing room here for a lap or two as they work around the 66 of Michael Morley. Oh, contact between Morley and Finsel. Yellow flag is out. Caution flag is out. And Finsel and Morley made contact. I did not see how that all transpired, as we were taking a look at the timing and scoring, because Finsel was closing in fast on Michalski. And just as Finsel closed in on Michalski for second, Barker was putting up a good fight there. Barker, who led the middle portion of this race aboard the 513. Barker out of Brewerton, New York, one of the Central New York contingent here in the Ohsweken Outlaws Racing League, putting on a great performance. Let's take a look at some drivers that have really made some hard charges through the field tonight. And it looks like, so far, the hard charger tonight has been Terry Landis, who started 15th, is up to position number 8. As we get ready for a restart, working on lap number 33 of 40. Bruce Hilton getting the wave around here aboard car number 10, so he'll get waved around. Rick Scott takes a wave around here. Field works off of turn number 4. Here, coming back to the green flag. And Michalski will lead him to turn 1. Boy, look at the battle behind them. Barker and Ramsey now do battle with Smokin' Joe Backus. Now for the lead. Finsel to the outside. Finsel on the cushion, caught the wall that time. That broke his momentum just a little bit aboard the F1. But now Finsel on the cushion, and what a move off turn 2. New race leader here on lap number 35 with 5 laps to go. Now Michalski back down through the middle. Michalski reclaims the lead, and now the yellow comes out. So yellow, yellow, yellow. And it will be, here's the interesting part. We got to see where they were at the timing loop to see who is going to retain the lead of the race. I think Michalski has it, as they work lap number 37. Now, remember, if we get to the advertised distance of the race, they do make one attempt at a green-white checkered finish, and that is exactly what we have here, folks. Green-white checkered will be the finish tonight at the Lanier National Speedway. So race number 1 here of the Race to Rival Series, brought to you by Strickland Brantford GM. And it's going to all come down to a green-white checkered finish. There will be up to 2 attempts at the green-white checkered finish, as the drivers getting the instructions over the one-way radio here from race director Blake Nutley Butler, as they work caution here, as we will come down to the line and put lap number 40 on the board when we take the green flag this time. So a green-white checkered finish. Michalski, Finsel, Barker, who's it going to be? Michalski drags the brakes on the restart, but Finsel is there with him the whole time. Michalski leads off turn 2. This is for the race win. Finsel puts it up on the cushion, trying to get it whipped up here for a last lap run. And now Finsel will go to the outside. Finsel on the cushion, Michalski trying to shut the door, but Finsel turns underneath him. Final time through 3 and 4. Will it be Finsel? No! Finsel gets the wall. Michalski Michalski will win. Brett Michalski will win the opening round of the Race to Rivals miniseries. A last corner pass on Braden Finsel. And Brett Michalski will win race number 1 over Jeffrey Barker, Braden Finsel, Matthew Ramsey, and Smokin' Joe Backus will be the top 5. Wow. I'm telling you, folks, these races go so fast here at Lanier. It is hard to keep up with the action, but what a finish we were treated to tonight. Finsel makes the run, takes the lead to turn 3. But then as he tried to pull the slider, the car pushed up. He got the outside fence. Michalski turns back underneath him. And Michalski draws first blood here in the Race to Rivals series. We will talk to your top 3 here momentarily, as our man Blake will be working hard for us to get us the race winner, second place finisher, and third place finisher. And so let's go ahead and talk to tonight's third place finisher, Braden Finsel, driver of the F1, driver out of Fostoria, Ohio. And Braden, I'm telling you, man, these first few races that we've broadcast here on 3-9 Streaming and Turn 5 Media, you have absolutely been the show. I know it didn't work out in your favor tonight, but boy, you sure gave it a great run.
Yeah, thank you. Car was good. Just a little bit disappointed how it ended. Gave it my all, and Brett had a heck of a run. He's a heck of a racer, so that was a lot of fun to race with him again up there up front for a lot of laps, and him and I were kind of talking again the whole race, and we were just saying how it felt like deja vu, and then when the green white checkered, it was really deja vu. So it was just, like I said, really cool, and a lot of fun to race up there, and with a really nice track to make some really good racing. Just hope we put on a good show for you guys, and like I said last time at Knoxville, we sure had a heck of a time, so it was a lot of fun. But wish I could have finished better, but hey, third place, we'll take it.
It seemed like the key to that race was when he changed lines coming off of turn 2, which made you dive down low. You know, that kind of, did that put you a little bit off of what your normal line had been going into the third turn?
Definitely. I had been running the top all the way around, and I was getting ready to run the top in 3 and 4, and I saw him move up, and I was like, oh, he might try and block. And so then I kind of seen it as my opening to slide him, and then when I did, I just pushed up and couldn't get the car to come back to me, and then barely hung on to third. So, but yeah, I mean, it definitely changed my scheme up. But hey, it's racing. That's his job. It's my job to get around him, and I just wasn't good enough there towards the end. So take it as a learning process and go into the next race. So, like I said, we'll take a third place run.
One thing that we want to really do here with the Ohsweken Outlaws Racing League is kind of highlight our drivers and you know, understanding the fact that a lot of our drivers here are involved in racing outside of the iRacing service. Tell us a little bit about your involvement, whether it be a crew, a fan, a driver. What's your racing involvement outside of the service here?
I work on the 11N here in Ohio for Buddy Kofoid. So Buddy's a heck of a driver, so I highly recommend to keep an eye on him, as he's going to be one to watch through the years. So yeah, this is actually my first full year working on a car, and it's been a heck of a summer. We just picked up the track championship this past weekend at Fremont Speedway, so to be a part of that and pick up an all-star win this year is really cool, and I can't thank the lenders and Ed Neumeister and everyone a part of that deal enough for letting me be a part of it. So I'm truly blessed to be able to be a part of it.
Tell us about some of the folks that helped make it happen for you there on the F1 machine. You've got such a great list of supporters here.
Yeah, I mean, I got tons. So I got to thank Slammer Sports Bar, Leonard Speed Equipment, DMI, NGK, Kistler Racing Products, Commercial Carpet and Tile. There's so many people. Brad's Body Shop, DGGI, Real Caps, just everyone a part of it. I know there's tons of people, like you said, and I know I'm going to forget people. Just really thinking about the race right now. So just like I said, no, I'm going to forget people. So thanks to everyone a part of this deal.
You know, man, you keep running like you are, we're going to have a chance to cross all those names off the list over the weeks here. Great job.
Thanks, Steven.
All right, that's Braden Finsel finishing third place here tonight. What a great run he had there in that third spot. We're going to get a chance here to talk to your second place finisher, Jeff Barker, finishing second tonight in the 513. Jeff, you had a solid run tonight, man. I mean, up in the top 3, top 5 all night long, led some laps. Tell us about your race.
Yeah, I was pretty happy to lead a few laps. It's been a while since I've been up that far. It was a good race. Braden and the other gentlemen were running really good.
Now, tell us a little bit about the track tonight. We know that they re-groomed the track before time trials, and then it kind of, it goes from there. How did that track change tonight over the course of 40 laps?
It didn't get as slick as it has in the past. I was expecting to have to run below the flat spot or on the flat spot down to the bottom, and could actually run about a car and a half above that. So it changed decent, but not as much as it usually does.
That was one thing I noticed with your car, was that you were really, really good through the middle. And even Michalski, when he made the move for the lead, he started in the middle and then kind of worked to the outside. So that middle lane seemed to be there all night tonight.
Yeah, it made for a good track. We could get 2 or 3 wide without really having to worry about too much, wheel touch.
Tell us, we're talking about drivers tonight that have involvement in the sport. Tell us a little bit about your involvement with the sport outside of the iRacing service and the Ohsweken Outlaws Racing League.
Okay, yeah, I'm pretty much retired from active racing now, but I raced everything from street stocks all the way up to mod lights, some sportsman modifieds. I did most of my time in the mod light dwarf car class, but I raced from, I'd say, 84 up until 2012.
Awesome, man. And how much have you enjoyed being a part of Roger's group here? I mean, in the short time that we've all been together here doing the streaming, it just seems like such a close-knit group and a lot of good racers.
Yeah, that's exactly why I keep coming back every week. It's pretty much one of the only leagues I run, and they're a bunch of great guys, and that's why I came here after starting out with Rivals last year.
All right, man. Well, they call this the Race to Rivals. You did a great job tonight. Tell us about some of the folks anybody you want to mention that helps make it happen for you in the 51.
Definitely got to put on, say one good one for the broadcast team, 39 Streaming, Turn 5 Media, and those guys. Definitely Stricklands GMC for putting up some money and helping us out, and everybody else who puts the effort in every week. Roger and Blake. It's always good to hear from them.
Great job, Jeff. Great to talk to you, and good luck to you. We'll see you here next week.
Thank you.
All right, there's Jeff Barker finishing second here tonight, and that leaves us with only one driver left to talk to, and that's the guy that was up on top of the podium tonight. Picked up a big win tonight. Brett Michalski, who was aboard car number 73 here tonight. He did a fantastic job. What a race there at the end. Brett, congratulations, my man.
Thank you. It was a lot of fun.
You had, I'm telling you, all the way through that race, it didn't seem like there was any moment in time during tonight's race where you could kind of just, take that sigh of relief. Like you had to be on the wheel all night long tonight.
Yeah. This update tonight, with the surfaces that they did with this last update and all, it really changed the game a lot. And I gotta say, like it's a lot harder, but the throttle control is you gotta adapt to it. And I found in the middle there, I was trying to run the bottom with him, and then I was like, well, if he's running the bottom, I got to try somewhere else. And then I accidentally found some grip. I mean, you could see it had a nice dark spot, and I just stuck it there. And then once again, Braden, me and him are teammates and all, and it's pretty cool that me and him, race side by side and clean and all that. He made sure that I got an honest win there.
Now, you're talking about the track and everything. With what you discovered there in the middle groove, is it better for you to be in second place at that point in the race?
I would definitely say that was a huge advantage because, like I said, with before, I mean, I would always run just the bottom, and it was kind of that was it, and no middle. And I said to myself, hey, I need to make a change here, and I was making up car lengths on them when I moved up. So yeah, it was definitely the good spot for me tonight. If I think I would have went backwards and then had to go forward if I started, on the pole or something like that up front.
The race-winning move tonight was not necessarily that final pass for the lead, but you moving up to the outside off turn 2 and kind of taking that line away really changed the game for Braden, and it completely flip-flopped the tables when you got to turn 3, and all of a sudden he was on the bottom trying to slide to the top. I mean, did you have that in your mind to do that, or did it just work out that way?
Well, I saw him creeping on the top, and I knew off 2 he had a really nice run, so I knew I needed to just make sure that if he was going to go there, it was going to be tight. You know what I mean? And I feel like I gave him a car length to get by, and he chose to, move down. And then I decided once he moved down, I just needed to open up my entry so I can do a nice crossover. And I actually, if you'd go back and see, I really stepped on it hard off of 4, but he slid up and hit the wall. So I mean, sometimes a little bit of luck was there, but I mean, I was antsy on the gas that last corner, and it almost cost me.
One thing that we're talking about tonight with all of our top 3 drivers is kind of talking about your involvement in the sport, not just here with the Ohsweken Outlaws Racing League. What involvement? Tell us about your involvement, because you unlike some of us on the broadcast team, you have got the opportunity to wheel some pretty fast machinery on a weekly basis.
Yeah, I mean, I've always been into video games and all that stuff, but also my whole life I've driven race cars, and luckily I've gotten myself to run in a 410 with my dad's help and all, and it's a lot of fun. We run in Central PA and hit the main tracks out there, and we picked up our first win this season. It's my second year in a 410, so it's a lot of fun. But I also enjoy relaxing during the week and having a lot of fun with this stuff too.
We've got a lot of folks that watch our stream here and love to see the coverage. Now, for somebody like yourself that's got that in-car experience with the 410, I think you can speak to, and I'm sure there's certainly some differences, obviously, but there's a lot of similarity to what we do here on Monday nights compared to what you do on the weekends.
Yeah, the format of how you race and all with the heats and all that, they hit that, really good. The driving itself, it's pretty similar. You just don't have the feel of the car underneath you, which it makes it challenging. But like I was just before I got into this, I was talking to the guys in the pre-lobby there, and I was saying to them, like, if you've driven a car before, you can kind of tell the attitude of what it's doing. As if it's loose, the car, you're turning the wrong way. So there's a lot of things that if you pick up on, you may not be able to feel it, but you can see it, and you have to be able to react to it, right away. So it's definitely, I think it helps out for sure. I've only been playing this for about 6 months, and I've always wanted it, and I'm happy I picked up a gaming console and all that to play it and all, because it's definitely one of the best games out there to simulate, being in a car.
Well, you did a great job tonight. Is anybody you'd like to mention here that helped make it happen for you on that fast number 73?
Yeah. Got my buddy Pat here tonight. We were, just scoping out the track, making sure everything's good. Braden Fensel, he's my teammate and all. Skylar Castor, he was in here tonight too. And W2 League as well, and TSR Racing. So I want to say thanks to all them.
Yeah, man, you guys put all 3 in the top 7 tonight. Great run tonight.
Yeah, that was Skylar he's talking to us in the Discord, and he's like, I need to get up there with you guys, but he'll be there. He's gotten really, really good, and Braden and me, we met through this league and just said, hey, let's hang out and, chat and all that, and I think it's definitely helped out. And Skylar, he's gonna be a force to reckon with here real soon too. He's had a couple good runs the last couple times out, so I'm excited.
Brett, great job tonight. It's been a pleasure to talk to you and get to know our drivers a little bit more here, and congratulations on what a way to start the Race to Rivals mini-series. Great job.
appreciate it. And I just want to say thank you guys for streaming this, and all the sponsors that have stepped up this season and all. Just want to put a big thanks out to them. I mean, it makes it just that much more fun and entertaining, and you know, we can. It's cool to have a stream and all that as well. So I appreciate all that.
All right, there's your race winner tonight. Race number 1 of the Race to Rivals series. Winner is Brett Michalski here at the Lanier National Speedway. And man, what an opening night here for the Race to Rivals mini-series. Again, all of this being brought to you. And we want to send a big shout out. We talked to Rick Scott earlier in tonight. Stricklands Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, and Cadillac. What a great job they have done for us here with the Ohsweken Outlaws Racing League, and we want to thank them for their support. So tonight was race number 1 at Lanier. Next Monday night, we go to Eldora, followed by Volusia, Charlotte, Knoxville, and then championship night will be at Eldora. And the dates for those, we'll come back here next September 23rd on a Monday night at Eldora. September 30th is Volusia, October 7th is Charlotte, October 14th is Knoxville, and October 21st will be championship night here for the Race to Rivals mini-series. You can check out us online, Ohsweken Outlaws Racing League on Facebook. You can also find us online at OORL.ca. And I think that's going to wrap things up here tonight. We've got to talk to our top 3, got to learn a little bit more about these drivers, and there's going to be a whole lot more coverage where that comes from. And we're happy to bring it to you here on 3-9 Streaming and Turn 5 Media. On behalf of Series Director Roger the Bassman Craig, our Race Director Blake Nutley Butler, and the entire cast here at the Ohsweken Outlaws Racing League, my name is Steve Ovens here, announcer for 3-9 Streaming and Turn 5 Media. We hope you've enjoyed tonight's coverage. Big shout out to Brad Ovens pushing all the buttons and making us look fantastic and sound phenomenal here at the 3-9 Streaming headquarters in Penn Yan. Thank you for tuning in to tonight's coverage. We'll see you back here next Monday night at 9:30, live from the Eldora Speedway in Rossburg, Ohio. And if you're interested, if you want to be a part of the Ohsweken Outlaws Racing League, go and visit us at Lanier. We'll be right back here at Lanier at 8 o'clock next Monday. And that's for the division. That is our Rebels division. And that's how you can qualify to be a part of the Renegade division that gets live streamed. So check it all out. Ohsweken Outlaws Racing League on Facebook. And on behalf of everybody, I want to thank you for tuning in tonight. My name is Steve Ovens signing off, saying thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you next Monday at the Big E. Good night, everybody.